So back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was illegal to make these types of videos. I'd always heard that in the YouTube terms of service, it said you couldn't share how much money you made off ad revenue. However, over the past couple of years, I've seen a bunch of videos doing exactly that, and they haven't gotten banned yet, so I think we're in the clear. Plus, I'm feeling dangerous. Now, my ultimate goal is for this video to do so well that I can make a follow-up video saying how much money I made on the video, talking about how much money I made in 2020. And then that video does so well that I can make a sequel saying how much money I made on the video, talking about how much money I made on the video, talking about how much money I made in 2020, and then that just can be my channel. Now, before we get into the raw numbers and I show you my analytics, my channel's kind of in a weird place. Some of my students tell me I should retire from teaching because of all the subscribers that I have on YouTube, and I'm already rich enough. And while flattering, you're gonna see in a second, that's quite unrealistic. And then at the same time, there's some people saying, bro, your channel's dead, stop trying. And you'll see in a second, that's unrealistic too. A question that I get a lot is, how much money do you get for having, well, now 243,000 subscribers? And the answer for that is zero. It makes zero sense. You don't make a penny for somebody subscribing to your channel. Now, obviously, there's probably a higher probability of you getting more views if you have more subscribers, therefore making more money, but somebody clicking subscribe doesn't make you a cent. It's all about how many views you get and how long people are watching. So let's say a channel that has 10,000 subscribers averages 10,000 views a video. That channel is going to make more money than a channel that has 243,000 subscribers but only averages 5,000 views a video. Subscribers look nice, but if they don't watch the video, then they're not bringing in any revenue. Let's get into my channel analytics, or channelytics as I like to call it. January is known in the YouTuber world as the worst month because advertisers spend their yearly budget on ads and they use them all up in December. They don't like to use them all up in January because they don't know how much money they're going to have for the rest of the year. You might notice some YouTubers do Vlogmas, where they post like every day in December. Why? Because companies are spending the rest of their advertising budget at the end of the year. So January, despite the low ad revenue, I still made $719. February, I actually went down a little bit. Then in March, it started going up to $871. If we take a look at January's CPM, CPM stands for cost per mil, I believe. It's basically the cost per 1,000 clicks on a video that an advertising company is going to pay to have their ads run on that. Now let's shimmy on over to April. April, I finally made $1,000. The views were up to almost 1 million views that month, and the revenue was up as well. Now in May, you see an example of how sometimes you get lucky with the CPM. So my views were actually down 200,000 views, over 200,000 views, but I made more money than I did in April. June was my big month. I made $2,968 off almost 1 million views. Now my views, they were good, they were really good, almost 1 million views that month, but they were just under 1 million views. And if we go back to April, I had almost the same amount of views, but I made not even half that much money. So if we go over to our CPM, take a look at our CPM. The CPM was $6.23. Now let's compare that to February, $2.48. So for the same amount of views, I'm getting paid over double. Now you may have seen some videos like this where they talk about their CPM being like $10, even close to $20, and those videos do exist. The reason why my CPM is so low is because the videos that were popping off for me were really short videos. The average watch time on them was about 2 minutes. They're 4-minute videos, average watch time about 2 minutes. Let's say somebody makes 20-minute vlog videos and their average watch time is about 45%, so about 9 minutes of the video. Well, somebody watching 9 minutes of video versus my full video that's 4 minutes long, they're gonna get over double the revenue. So YouTube right now is really favoring longer videos because you can put more ads in them. August, I made $885. Stays pretty consistent through October, about $800. So in November, an old video of mine actually started popping off again, and it had a copyright claim on it. And since it started popping off, I was like, well, I should probably dispute this copyright claim. So I did. It went under review for 30 days. I lost the copyright appeal, but during that process, I got the money. They still fleeced me because under fair use copyright laws, It wasn't copyrighted material, but I wasn't about to go to court for it. So I just gave up and just took the $1,000 and said, fine, take the rest. I did make a video a year or two back saying how I lost $10,000 on YouTube. That's not clickbait. You can check that out if you want. And then in December, you can see the CPM, end of the year, $6.52, just a little bit higher than June. And the revenue obviously goes up then because the CPM's higher. So I made $1,400, which gives us a grand total in 2020 of $15,137.29. Now, for me, since YouTube isn't my full-time job, this is quite a bit. But now you can see why when students tell me you should retire from teaching and just do YouTube full-time, $15,000 a year, I'm gonna be struggling. And this is a good year for me. So in 2017, I made $248. That's why I'm not retiring. Now for me, I got lucky. I don't want to call it luck because I've worked my butt off for this, but I did it for about 8 to 10 years and saw these returns of like $250 a year. I was happy to make like 50 bucks a month. I remember celebrating if I could pay for a tank of gas with my YouTube check for that month. Luckily for me, some videos that I did way back in the day in 2012, 2014 have exploded, and that's where I'm getting 90% of my revenue from. My one video made $10,000, second video made $2,000, another one made $1,000, and then after that, there's not a whole lot. Now these old videos blowing up is a really good example of you never know. You never know which video is going to pop off. So that's why you always want to put your best foot forward and give your best effort to every video in case that's the one to pop off. So this one, this Owl City parody that I did, it's made $24,000 in its lifetime. That's crazy. Like if every one of my videos made $24,000, I'd be living lavish. But they don't. This is an extreme outlier. For every video that blows up, there's also 50 more that blow down. So I made a video called Modern Love Stories. I thought it was a funny video. I organized with friends to set up a filming of it. I wrote a script, got dressed up for it, filmed, edited, and after all that, I earned a grand total of 42 cents. That one stings a little. That one's getting to me a little bit. 42 cents? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hopefully it was informational. Hopefully it wasn't depressing. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. At 5.